Hey everyone, welcome to the Westley Warriors Show. The aim of this program is to give us the opportunity to tell stories with one another and use them as tools of empowerment to confront hate and ignorance in our everyday lives. Please note that these stories are for entertainment and educational purposes only. These are not substitutes for professional legal, medical, or financial advice. Enjoy the show. Hello again. We bring you the show's seventh episode with James the Nerd as today's guest. He is a content creator with a passion for cosplay, attending conventions, and regularly films unboxing videos on his Instagram page. What stood out to me was his nostalgic, heartwarming post about his experience watching Toy Story 5 and what the franchise meant to him. By chance, it appeared on my timeline and is a testament that the awakening of our inner child can improve even the bleakest days. Welcome, James.
Oh, thank you. That was actually really sweet. I was warming up. Oh, very well written.
Thanks. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is James. As was said, do you go by Wes? Wes is okay?
West is fine. Everyone
Okay.
calls me that.
All right. Um, as Wes was saying, I just a content creator, part-time content creator, and yeah, big fan of Toy Story franchise. So excited to be here.
Happy to have you here on such short notice. So diving right in, what was your earliest memory related to Toy Story?
Ooh. Well, I only have the memories through pictures. And I was in Disneyland with Woody and Buzz, and my mom said we went to like a screening. I don't know if it was in Disneyland or when Toy Story 2 came out, but I was that kid in the theater that I now can't stand. I'm like holding up my toys and yelling at the screen, all excited. Uh, but of course now if I see that, I'm like, come on, kid, I'm a 30-year-old man trying to watch a cartoon. So it's been a shift in life since then.
That's getting old when you're now annoyed by the very child you used to be.
Yeah, exactly. Some are sweet, so it depends.
So, in what way did you resonate with Woody when he told the prospector, I can't stop Andy from growing up, but I wouldn't miss it for the world in Toy Story 2?
Wow. Um, wow, I haven't seen Toy Story 2 in a little while. Yeah, that was a really good line. It was just like it was Toy Story is kind of just no, it's just like a showcase of growth as a human, and it's told from the perspective of toys. So it's basically like a dad watching his son outgrow him, but it's or grow up or the fear of not needing him anymore, which is kind of the same thing as M1 when he finds a new favorite. But yeah, that's the second one. The line definitely yeah, I remember that resonating the first time I rewatched it as an adult.
Do you agree that Jesse's fear of abandonment throughout the franchise was valid?
Oh man, here we go. So is this where we get some spoilers for five? Are we okay to talk spoilers for five or
It's a spoiler. It's not a spoiler-free video, so go nuts.
okay, go nuts. All right. So Toy Story 2 and Jesse's storyline has always been sacred because to me it was like the first sad moment in a movie that like I understood because obviously I have toys, I've outgrown toys. Even as a kid, I was able to understand that like, oh wow, like I do let go of some toys sometimes and it's okay to outgrow them. But then it's the sad part of it is from the toys' point of view, you know? It really made it sad. And that sequence is so sacred to me, and I was so concerned going into five, hearing that it was a Jesse story and that they were doing some backstory because the Sarah McLachlan song and everything is just so iconic and sacred and important to me. And I was so worried that they were going to trample over it, make a new sequence. And then I listen, I have nothing against Taylor Swift, but I was so worried that her song was going to replace Sarah McLachlan and then they were going to do a whole thing for New Generation. And I was like, you can't touch the Toy Story 2 montage. You just can't do it. It's like too sacred. And when I saw the movie, I was bawling because the fear of abandonment is real. It's something I face in my life a lot. It's like my number one issue. And seeing a resolution to that story, seeing that she outgrew her, but she didn't forget her. And that was very I was bawling like a baby the first two times I saw. I saw it three times in theaters. But I was bawling like a baby because like it's relatable. Everyone feels abandoned at some point in life, whether it be a breakup, parents, or life. It hits you. So just seeing that in a children's movie with such like an iconic franchise and character can show different emotions like that is really incredible. It's what Pixar is very good at.
That's awesome. That's what makes Pixar special, all things
Hmm.
considered. And I'm glad they were able to resolve Jessie's story in a way that felt like she wasn't in in a way that in a way where she felt that she was always with Emily, just not
Yeah.
physically.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of it that way. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it was really really touching to see that. And it was like it was unneeded too. I said this about Toy Story 4 as well. Like it was unneeded, but 5 I felt was unneeded, but it added to it. Like you could have gone without it. Like it doesn't like it's not like the story was missing without it, but it adds to it. And that was something that was really special to me because they made this probably the my most iconic scene of the whole franchise is probably that Jesse sequence and them adding to it and actually improving on that storyline is just I would have never expected that in a million years.
The Jesse's backstory was the most emotional aspect of the franchise for my mother when she watched it with me when I tried to get caught up in the movies up into before I watched five.
Yeah. My mom teared up a little bit on my third viewing. I went with my mom and she was getting a little teary for it. And then she's one of those that'll be like, "No, of course not. No," but I could see her like the water in her eyes. Yeah.
Have you kept some of your old toys or do you still collect them?
Is this the part where we smash cut to me holding all my toys because they're like right over here?
Of course.
I I had okay. I'll just bring these two out. They were in the hallway. I have my original, still my original Buzz and Woody from when I was a kid. And then I have Jesse, a couple Bullseyes, a couple more Buzzes. I have like a couple limited edition Buzzes, um, an RC. Miss Potato Head, but like from like a military pack. I don't know. There was some of it's all scattered, but I am missing my original Jesse. I have like a different size Jesse. That's not the original doll, but it's that's in my post that you found me through. That's the one that's on the front of there, and I still have the same one from when I was a little tiny kid. It's cool to see pictures of me holding. I was looking at them the other day. It's like wow, like this picture of me as a child. I'm holding the same thing I'm holding right now. It's like a weird thought of like wow, like they really grew up with me, even though they've like been shoved in boxes in my attic. It's like weird to see that like little me and older me have touched the same thing. It's like a weird thought. It's existential.
What, no Bo Peep?
No, I don't have a Bo Peep. I never had a Bo Peep ever, I don't think. They don't really make much of her.
Not as porcelain as she was described in the franchise lore.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Probably not as porcelain as described in the film's lore.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. They haven't really made her of much because she was porcelain too. So I would love a replica lamp though, of with the sheep in her. Oh wait, you're giving me a new idea now. All right, I gotta write that down. I
That'd
make
be
prop
cool.
replicas sometimes, so I gotta get on that one.
Well, luckily, or not so luckily, depending on how you look at it, Bo Peep was the central focus in Toy Story 4. And this brings me to my next question. What disappointed you about the movie?
All right, so in the post you found me through, I had stated how Toy Story 5 was exceeded Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 had me worried because it was just I felt like I don't want to say a cash grab because like everything Pixar is like at some point becomes just sequels. But I don't know. It felt like, hey, look at our new technology. Look at our water simulations. Look at this. Like, everything just felt very showy, and it didn't feel like it was very story driven. Like when Buzz and Woody separated, I was like, all right, well, they're gonna get back in the next one. Like they're not gonna have it without them, you know? And or maybe they left it open-ended for his contract, you know, maybe they would have had him not show up for a movie or two. But I don't know. I feel like you could have easily gotten rid of four and had the end of three have like Woody not like put that lost toy storyline in three somehow. Like maybe the daycare, some lost toys, and he goes to help them, like, you know? And then in five, which would now be four, he shows up again, and it's like I feel like four is just unnecessary. There's ways to skip it. There's no added storylines that like thread through to the next one, except Woody leaving. And it just, I don't know, it was just too showy. And like this one was very, very advertised, but the other one just felt like a giant advertisement for toys. But
I
okay, pause. Okay, it's supposed to be an advertisement for toys. It's called Toy Story, but like it just felt like that was its only contribution was just to sell toys, rather. Yeah,
I always saw Toy Story 4 as a show off for Pixar's as a showcase for Pixar's new technology. I only saw the
exactly.
movie once.
That's me. I only saw it in theaters once. No, twice because I went to see it alone and then I brought my mom to one. And every time I bring my mom to Toy Story, she always reminds me of when I used to scream at the screen and be like, "That's Woody!" and hold up my Woody. Like, yes, it's you're here to see Toy Story, kid. Like, what do you else do you expect? But
Practically, you did what Andy couldn't do and kept yours.
hey, back off my Andy, all right? That's crazy. The Andy shade. No, I think the ending of Toy Story 3 is like one of the best scenes. If I say in cinema, I'm gonna get flack, so I'm gonna say in animated cinema. But it's like I now have a niece who's like the same age as Bonnie, and seeing well at the time I did at least, and seeing her like I don't know, it just felt very like, oh my God, this is my life. Like I actually just recently gave some toys away to my niece. I think like a year or two ago. It was just like a whole building set. It wasn't anything crazy, but it just felt like that to me. It's like, here you go, kid, like pass this on. Like this meant a lot to me. I hope it means something to you. So yeah.
That's good. It must have been the collector and me being tactless.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, have you watched the long forgotten Buzz Lightyear Star Command animated series? If so, does it deserve a release on Disney Plus or best left in the void?
I was just gonna ask if it was on Disney Plus because I haven't seen that in so long. That was my show. I would not remember anything until I'm watching it, and maybe everything would come flashing back to me like I'm riding a bike. I do remember having the Buzz Lightyear Star Command video game, and I remember like the racing of it and all that. That's all I remember. I don't remember much of the show. I just remember the characters' faces. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I would love to see that come on Disney Plus. Walt, if you hear me, hook us up.
Consider that a plea, if you will.
Yes. Yeah.
So, what surprised you most about Toy Story 5 when you first saw it?
Uh, I kind of went over that before with the Jesse storyline. I definitely think that the Jesse storyline is the most surprising is that they didn't. I went in worried. I went in so concerned. I literally was like, I was telling my friends like it's not gonna be good, but here I go. Like I was telling my friends like it's not gonna be good. Don't worry about it. And it was like my favorite next. Well, one, two, and three have to be the favorite, like obviously, but this is like tied with the original franchise to me. It was really incredible. There's some parts that like kind of just like were spoon feeding me. I love Conan O'Brien, so I loved hearing him as Smarty Pants. I'm a big Conan fan, and there's some callbacks to the old one. Literally, when Zurg pops up, I was like, yes, in the theater, like actually cheering and yelled yes. The parents were like looking back at me, but and then the scene where it's like where they start flying, they go, oh, "This is flying with style," and I was like, "Oh, it's a call." It's a nostalgia beat, but it felt natural. It just felt like it's been 10 years since Toy Story came out. Let's make a new one and let's have callbacks to the original trilogy. Even though the original trilogy took forever to put out because the three didn't come out until like 10 years after the other one or something like that. So it was um they had callbacks to it that felt natural and heartwarming and nostalgic, but they still added to the story. It's like they are flying, and he's like, "Hey, Buzz, look at this. We're actually flying now." Remember that one time? It was just like it felt natural in the movie. It wasn't like, "Hey, audience, here's the callback." It was just natural. And I left, like all my friends thought I was gonna hate it, and I texted everyone in all caps as soon as the credits hit, and I was like, "There's no way!" This thing just astounded me, and I immediately got tickets to see it again with my friend Ben. So it was I was surprised by the quality, I'll say, as the answer, the quality of the story, more so than anything, because there was actual laughs in it. Like Toy Story 4, I don't think I laughed once. Toy Story 5, I was actually laughing out loud at a lot of the jokes.
Toy Story 4, I was more like at the edge of my seat. I wasn't necessarily quite laughing, but the only highlight of that film was that while the toys are trying to rescue Forky, they were inconveniencing Bonnie's parents in the process. Whereas in Toy Story 5, the shipment of high-tech buzzes being stranded on a desert island felt random at first, but as the film carried on, I felt like it was going to build up to something special.
Yeah, yeah, definitely agree with that. I feel like it was just a heartwarming ending where it was like their mission was to help kids that don't have friends to play with toys, you know?
Sort of the opposite of what Bo Peep was doing in Toy Story 4.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Do you think I Knew It, I Knew You by Taylor Swift did Jesse's character justice?
That's nice, man.
So it's
Like I
on the
said,
character.
I was very concerned about her being a part of the movie when I heard it because they were just mainly advertising it as a Taylor Swift movie at that point, you know? I went through Times Square and it was just a giant thing for Taylor Swift because I'm over here in New York. So it was or adjacent. I'm in Jersey. It's a whole thing. Anyway, um I was very worried. I don't have anything against her. I'm not like one of those haters of her. It's just I get concerned with her fame being involved in things that I hold dear, you know? Because she's so massive. It's like back in the day hearing that Michael Jackson was gonna do the credits to like Toy Story 2. Like imagine, like you'd be like, what? Why? So it's like but I definitely think the song lived up to it. Like I first viewing, I just immediately started texting my friends how good it was. So I didn't really listen to the song. But second viewing in, I listened to it and I was like, wow, this is like a well written song. Like it's actually a good song for the franchise. So even if it wasn't Taylor singing, and I do say that it should have been maybe Randy Newman and Taylor because Randy Newman is just sacred to me. Like he even wrote the Sarah McLachlan song, the only other song that wasn't sung by him in the franchise. He wrote it. He had no writing on this one, so I feel like he should have been involved at some degree. But the song came out great. I do like it. It's very good.
Well, you were kind of close because your point was kind of close because during the Toy Story 5 premiere that Taylor attended, where she met the cast, she actually played "You Got a Friend in Me" with Randy
I
Newman.
saw that. I saw that. At the time, I was like in my hate mode at the movie, so I was texting my friends like, "Why? Why? What is this happening?" And like, Randy, get it together. But like, it was. I like that they did that. I feel like that could have been, even that could have been the ending. I feel like that would have been the cash grab song if I would have been more mad at that. If like featuring a new song, a new version of "You Got a Friend of Me" with Taylor Swift, then I would have been really mad. I'm like, why? Like, why are you just injecting her for no reason for her fame? But I actually added to the movie. I did really like her song. A lot of people can be black and white about her. I'm just indifferent. I like listen, I can I can bust down to Cruel Summer anytime. So it's give or take with her. I was
Well,
gonna curse and I was trying to avoid cursing.
admittedly, we both kind of got what we wanted. Taylor's on the sidelines, Randy Newman still the main composer, if not the central driving point in the movie soundtrack.
Yeah. I just feel like if there's gonna be an original song, it's always Randy Newman. Like Strange Things, and No Sailing No More. Like there's just original songs that were in first, which they slowed down on those over time. Obviously, he's getting older too, but there were no like songs during the movie this time around. It was very score driven, and the score was incredible. I'm gonna pull up the score probably after this because I didn't even think to look it up yet. But the music cues were all taken from the original movie and built on, and then Toy Story 2 having the Sarah McLachlan song be the theme of Jessie's like nostalgia in this one, like or her flashbacks rather, not the nostalgia, but yeah, the score was just phenomenal. Again, Toy Story 4, I can't remember any of the music cues. I couldn't tell you any scenes I remember that felt like good to me. It was just it existed. Toy Story is iconic for its music. You can remember what music plays in what scene. You can remember like all these little music cues that happen at this moment, like when Buzz is falling and the little swirling strings. And there's just you know what happens when you hear a certain cue. And this movie brought it back to that, and I really appreciated that.
I'm glad. I also really liked how in Toy Story 5, the piano instrumental of When She Loved Me played twice as a callback to Toy Story 2 and is a stark reminder that this movie does focus on Jessie because I think Woody's story's been resolved, so the focus is on her.
Yeah. Yeah, it was incredible. I really like it being Jesse focused too. Um, I really like that. This is Joan Cusack's first movie since Toy Story 4. She's kind of retired at this point, doesn't really do much. So it was great to hear her back, and they all sounded great. I heard no aging or anything. Obviously, everyone's getting older. Yeah, I know Tim Allen even said in an interview that he had to like train his voice to sound younger again. But yeah, everyone sounded great, looked great. Everyone looked good.
That's good to hear. The aging showed, but the aging was definitely obvious and definitely obvious and just in Jessie because she sounded different than how she was in the second Toy Story. She reminded me of Joan's other character in a Netflix show that was adapted from a
Oh,
book series that I enjoyed reading from time to time. Yeah, at the but yeah, there it's she's that she she still had the spirit of Jessie in her. She still had that determination
yeah,
and courage.
yes.
Does cosplaying help you express your inner child as well?
Huh. I never really thought of it like that, but I guess so. Yeah, it definitely can. I mean, sometimes where is he? Sometimes there's things that aren't necessarily for children, but it's definitely gives that spirit of it's the villain from Saw, the horror movie. But sometimes things that I dress up as now, I used to dress up as a kid as well. But it definitely brings that spirit out. But it's never like a like I remember I met Steve from Blue's Clues, and that was like my inner child. That was like I did it for my younger child and said thank you to him for everything, and it was very nice. Like sometimes it coincides. Like I'll dress up as somebody that meant a lot to my childhood. Like I did Back to the Future as well, and I wore the little outfit, and like it depends. It depends on what I'm doing and what I'm planning on doing, but it definitely feels like I feel like a little kid dressing up sometimes, but most of the time it feels natural. Like, I used to make fun of people that cosplay. That's a real thing. When I was like growing up in like middle school, high school, I was like, why are people dressing up as the character? That's weird. And now here I am in tights in the middle of Times Square.
Oh well, life has a way of getting back at you for that.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite Toy Story character?
Oh, okay. So I flip-flop. So the first cosplay out of Toy Story that I planned was Buzz. And then my friend Ben did an immaculate 3D printed like full Buzz armor. And I was like, yep, nope, giving up. So I have pictures of it somewhere. I am planning on this is a West exclusive as I'm planning on doing at New York Comic Con doing like a realistic cowboy Woody with his Buzz because he did like the Lightyear Buzz so it looks like realistic and weathered and stuff. So I'm planning on doing like a realistic cowboy set in that universe type of thing as a Woody. If I if everything pans out, I had an injury recently, so we'll see what happens.
Hopefully, your arm will well, your arm or elbow would recover before
It'll be fine.
that
I
happens.
broke my other one already, so it will be all right.
Ah, okay. So essentially, it's going to be a life-size Woody holding a Buzz figurine, if that
Yeah,
makes
pretty
sense.
much. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, pretty much. I'll have to do that. I'll have to do that with my Buzz.
Would you want there to be a Toy Story 6, or is the franchise fine the way it is now that Toy Story 5's out?
Uh, I feel like this could wrap it up. I mean, they're always gonna do more. Even if like Tim and Tom stop doing it, they'd probably focus on the remaining characters and like have cameos or something. That's what I thought it would be, was just like they move like the best solution for what I thought if Toy Story 3 was the end of these guys is like we focus on new toys or this and that, and then they cross paths with other toys. Like Woody's out gathering other toys and he shows up in one of the movies and helps out, like, little pieces here and there if they wanted to focus on other toys. But they could stretch it to Toy Story 10 if they wanted to. It's just about I want it to be worthwhile. I feel like this one was worthwhile. It was a good story. Um, I feel like the AI of it was like it had to happen for the movie's sake, but I feel like that was a little the weakest part of it for me was like, all right, they're doing AI now, all right, and technology and stuff, and not AI but technology. People are saying the next one should be AI. That's why I was thinking that, but the technology of it, obviously it's a good point. Like it ended up good, but like at first I'm like, why does this need to happen? But yeah, they did a very good job. I feel like they could do a Toy Story 6, but it's unnecessary. If it's as good as quality as this one, sure.
Yeah, personally, if there's going to be a Toy Story 6, the central focus would probably need to be on not need to be, but should be on a different toy because Jesse's saga is wrapped up, Woody's is wrapped up, as I said, Buzz is semi wrapped up,
Well, Buzz
and
is wrapped up. His was wrapped up in the first one. He went from being like understanding he was a toy and his purpose, done. And then he married Jessie, done. Like, it was like that wasn't even half the people in my theater didn't even know that they were together. And then that was shown at the end of two. And then three was him the Spanish Buzz and her liking him back. So it was like slowly threaded together to make a main storyline. So I feel like they could grab from other movies and find other storylines, but um yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know what else they could squeeze out of it.
Rex going from a Rex going from a Rex going from a timid coward to a brave hero.
That could be like a Toy Story of Terror type of thing. They could do a small one for him. That should have been that one. Oh, wait, Toy Story Terror kind of was that, wasn't it? But didn't he have to
I
be brave in that one?
I didn't see it, but I did see a clip somewhere. I don't know if it's on YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, most likely Instagram,
Yeah.
where Jessie was confronted about something. Some toy told her, "Remember your training," and Jessie said, "I don't have any training," and that became a meme.
Yeah, yeah. I think that one was like she was scared of the dark. Or yeah, no, she was scared of being packed away like she was with Jesse. Or not Jesse,
Emily.
Emily. Yeah.
So that toy gave her a motivational speech where he tells her Cobra Command doesn't give up, Cobra Command doesn't quit, but then he tells her to say, Jesse doesn't Jesse
I
doesn't quit,
remember now.
Jesse
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
give up. But yeah, it wasn't until Toy Story 5 did that kind of training sink in.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm running out of time, so thanks again for coming on and putting up with me. It's been a very
No, you are
fascinating
a
time.
wonderful host. Really, you're very well spoken and you're very good with your questions and find like taking stuff from my life and intertwining it was very, very smart and clever too. You're a very good host.
Thank you. And you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this podcast, or you can check out my main channel. Thanks again for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Dude, actually really, really good interview. Like for real, you have a genuine future in that.
Thanks. That's part of why I started this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, you really are very good with the questions and figuring out like the right questions to ask. I'm always like pulling them out of nowhere. Sometimes I'm a co-host on my buddy's podcast and I'm not good at it. You have like a natural, like you don't even know me. You sound like we've been friends for 10 years asking me questions. You really, really are experienced and very good at that. Don't don't stop.
Now it's my turn to say Westley doesn't quit, Westley doesn't give up.
Very good, very good. Man, thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome. And as I said just a few seconds ago, I'll see you guys next time. Next time. Have a great rest of your week.